Female prison guard is transferred to a high-security block, where a murderer is serving time, the very man who killed her son. She begins to watch him closely. Prison guard Eva heads to work at her beloved prison, where she essentially serves as a butler for the inmates, opening their cell doors. She's developed quite friendly relationships with many of them. She teaches the prisoners how to use a coffee machine, helps mediate their conflicts over the showers, and even assists those who never learned basic arithmetic with their lessons. Eva also teaches them meditation sessions, accompanied by cassette recordings. Her workdays pass in such routines. One day she notices through a window that a new group of inmates has arrived. Among them, her attention is drawn to a prisoner named Mikkel. Eva checks his file in the database, and the information she finds casts a shadow over her face. Later, while reviewing surveillance footage of the new inmates, she lingers on Mikkel, covered in tattoos. Troubling thoughts weigh heavily on her, even during lunch. Her colleagues notice her distress. One offers to cover her weekend shift so she can rest, but Eva declines and continues with her duties. While working, she notices Mikkel being escorted by guards. She follows the convoy into the high-security block, beyond her usual jurisdiction. The thoughts tormenting her affect her mood. She even snaps during a meditation session, which is unlike her. Eva goes to the prison director to discuss transferring to the high-security block. She admits that she withheld a certain fact from her past during her job application, which is now affecting her performance. She claims the issue is with a colleague but doesn't want to escalate it through HR. To avoid complications, Eva requests a transfer to the high-security block. The director grants her request. Soon, Eva starts her new post, where she's greeted by the head officer, Rami. His first advice is for her to remove her earrings and tie to avoid provoking dangerous inmates. Then, she begins her rounds with a partner, delivering breakfast to the prisoners, including Mikkel. She also participates in a cell search of a violent inmate who has to be restrained and forcibly stripped. During the yard break, Eva lights cigarettes for inmates through the bars, all the while observing the mysterious Mikkel. In the evening, after her shift ends and colleagues leave, she returns to the block. Rami catches her and reprimands her. He reminds her that guards are prohibited from entering inmate areas alone. Eva claims she heard noise from cell 017 and wanted to ensure everything was fine. Rami then shows her Mikkel's file. Mikkel is in high security for murdering his former cellmate Simon during his first prison term. After a fight, Mikkel stole a knife from the kitchen, snuck into Simon's cell, and stabbed him multiple times. Rami warns her that these prisoners aren't the innocent souls she dealt with in her previous post. After he leaves, Eva flips through the file, crying over a photo of the victim. Later, while packing her personal items from her locker, she looks at a photo of her son, Simon, the very man murdered by inmate 017. The next day, while sorting the inmate's mail, Eva takes the opportunity to examine Mikkel's package when no one is around. She finds a birthday card from Mikkel's mother. Later, while distributing cigarettes for the yard break, Eva abuses her position by telling Mikkel he won't get any today. This provokes him into an aggressive outburst, leading to his placement in solitary confinement. In the evening, Mikkel calls for an escort to the restroom, but realizes from the refusal that it's the same female guard. Eva continues to abuse her authority, even spitting in his food. However, during food distribution, Mikkel retaliates by throwing a pile of feces in her face, the same mess she had earlier refused to let him dispose of properly. As punishment, the guards subject Mikkel to a violent hose down, with Eva controlling the water pressure to painful levels. After this brutal session, Eva's mood slightly improves, which her colleagues notice in their tough line of work. While reviewing the inmates' visitation logs, Eva sees that Mikkel's mother is scheduled to visit him. She goes to Rami to discuss the behavior of inmate 017. He admits that the punishment for throwing feces is a week in solitary confinement, which isn't enough to warrant a visitation ban. Disappointed, Eva leaves. While monitoring the yard through the surveillance cameras, she notices Mikkel having a suspicious conversation with another inmate, after which he appears to hide something under his clothes. She reports this to the guards, and 017 is escorted from the yard for a search. He is stripped naked, his body cavities are inspected, and his clothes are thoroughly searched for contraband. However, the guards find nothing, which once again frustrates the inmate. A colleague is called away to deal with a disturbance in the yard. Eva says she'll handle it herself, and proceeds to search Mikkel again, poking her fingers into his mouth. She asks if he swallowed any drugs he might have received in the yard. 017 denies it, but the guard demands a urine sample for analysis. Mikkel requests a male officer to be present, but Eva is adamant. She threatens him, saying that if he doesn't cooperate, he'll be thrown into solitary, and his upcoming visit from his mother will be cancelled. In defiance, Mikkel urinates in his pants. On the day of the visit, a more compassionate Eva watches Mikkel speaking with his mother. Soon after, the staff is informed that management plans to conduct additional searches for weapons and drugs. Taking advantage of the situation, Eva heads to the storage room, supposedly for gloves, but instead rummages through the evidence locker where the drugs are kept. She grabs a couple of packets of powder, stuffs them into a condom, and hides it along with a knife inside a cereal box in 017's cell. Wearing protective suits, the staff conducts aggressive searches, forcefully restraining the disgruntled inmates. During the search, Eva notices her colleagues with a sniffer dog, stopping outside Mikkel's cell. When he's informed of the search, Mikkel immediately reveals the stash found in the cereal box, shouting that the drugs and the knife were planted. For being overly vocal during the inspection, 017 is pepper sprayed. Eva seizes the moment to beat him with a baton as a lesson. The incident is caught on camera, leading to an investigation involving the director and a lawyer. Mikkel suffers a broken nose and a fractured skull. However, Rami supports his subordinate. The director and the lawyer issue a formal warning, stating that if the inmate files a police report, Eva could be prosecuted for abuse of power. Rami reassures her that 017 won't file any complaint. Eva visits the battered inmate in the infirmary to check on him. Later, she visits him in solitary confinement to talk. Mikkel is visibly scared upon seeing her, realizing that her resentment could be dangerous for him. However, instead of intimidation, Eva takes him outside for a smoke. She apologizes for the incident during the search, blaming it on fear, and tells him she's returning to her previous post, so he won't see her anymore. Mikkel objects, saying his lawyer has already visited and asks her to stay so she can let him out for daily walks and bring him cigarettes. He also requests permission to attend the gym for meditation and school classes. Eva protests, saying that after being caught with drugs and a weapon, he won't be granted such privileges. In response, Mikkel threatens to report her for planting the drugs and the knife out of personal animosity if she doesn't arrange these activities. Under this pressure, Eva manages to secure his transfer back to a regular cell, along with permission to attend school and meditation sessions. However, she has to conduct the meditation sessions with him alone. During one such session, Eva has a disturbing vision of Mikkel killing her son. But it's just a nightmare. She had dozed off in her office. She's then informed that an inmate in her former block has committed suicide. Eva rushes there, only to find a blood-soaked cell belonging to one of the inmates she had abandoned for the sake of revenge. Overcome with guilt, she heads to the prison chapel, where she meets a priest. She confesses that she blames herself for the inmate's death, as she had essentially abandoned him after transferring to another block. Eva tells the priest that her son, Simon, was also in prison. He had been a troubled boy since childhood. He was arrested for assault, and Eva admits she felt relieved to be free of him. The priest asks how things are now with her son. Eva says she's lost contact with him, not revealing that he was killed. During another shift, Mikkel calls her over the intercom, complaining that he can't sleep because of the noise from fireworks outside, celebrating a holiday. He asks her to bring him some hash to calm down. Reluctantly, Eva goes to the storage room, retrieves the drug, and then sadly watches the colorful fireworks through the barred window. Later, while Mikkel plays with a ball in the gym, she tells him that her care ends here. She's returning to her old department. In response, he promises to tell everything to his lawyer. Eva offers him a deal. She will arrange one meeting with his mother outside of prison, after which they will be even. Eva submits a request for leave, citing the meeting with his mother and a short walk. She describes Mikkel's behavior as having improved, claiming that a taste of freedom will encourage further positive changes in his character. The committee approves a 6-hour supervised release. Soon after, Mikkel, unable to believe his luck, is dressed in civilian clothes and transported home in a specially equipped van under the supervision of Eva and her colleague. Although Eva doesn't want to interfere with their conversation, his mother insists that the officer join them for lunch. Mikkel shares that he attends school and yoga classes in prison. His mother asks if he plans to continue his studies after his release and tells him she's proud of him. Suddenly, Mikkel snaps, shouting that she shouldn't have invited the guard to the table, and says he wants to go to his room. However, his domineering mother orders him to sit back down. Obeying, Mikkel smears food on her face. The mother and son part ways, leaving Eva to reflect on the fundamental difference between her own son and the inmate. While she couldn't control her son Simon, Mikkel's mother exerts too much control over him. After the visit, Mikkel is taken for a walk in the park. When their time is up, he tells Eva he wants more time outside next time, despite their agreement that they'd be even after this meeting. Eva then reveals that she is the mother of Simon, the boy he murdered. Hearing this, Mikkel runs away, realizing her presence means trouble. Eva chases after him, eventually finding him collapsed in a ravine. She places her hands on Mikkel's head and presses his face into the withered grass. After a moment, she lets go, allowing him to gasp for air. When her colleague arrives, Eva looks up at the overcast sky, as if questioning how to go on with her life. She casts one last glance at Mikkel, before he is taken back to his cell, his face smeared with the dirt of fleeting freedom. Back behind bars, Mikkel has an aggressive outburst directed at the guards, who leave without removing his handcuffs. In the corridor, Rami talks to Eva about her transfer to the old prison block. Sitting on his bunk, Mikkel catches a glimpse of his dead cellmate out of the corner of his eye, a haunting, eternal ghost of his unrelenting guilt. This is where the film ends.